Hello you people, this is Zemino4J and we are starting the stream for today. We'll be playing for like an hour maybe, and we'll be doing the discovery tour specifically. We are not playing the gameplay, so if you're here for the guys, things are not working out well, you will have to be satisfied with what we have to offer. So sorry for saying that, but let's start the tour then. Okay. What do we have here today? We did these threes and we have a lot more to do. So let's start. Pyramid of the Middle Kingdom, number of stations. So we are now learning about the pyramids, which is very interesting. We learned about the naming, we now learned about the shapes, and we learned about the transition from one form to another. Now we are close to the smoother ones. So what was that guy's name? Neferu invented kind of the way to make better pyramids for himself, so that he can reincarnate and be alive again. Let's find out more. Maybe this is another generation. So it's the title says Pyramid of the Middle Kingdom, so I don't know, maybe it is more interesting than what we have had before. Let's find out. Fast travel. I'm hoping some good entertainment over here. Let's see if this works out. Okay, so we are over here. This is a beautiful place. Let's check out the map. Where are we exactly? So we are over here. Nice. We have been over here, the pyramids over here, and we have done these, the Gizas. Oh, we haven't been here, or else it will be shown up in the map like this, like golden markers. These things are done, these are not done. Now we are over here. What's this? This is a Ruiz gnome. I don't know if it has anything to do with the pyramids or not, but let's start. Anyways, so Aya, let's proceed. Learn about the various funerary monuments in the Middle Kingdom. Yeah, we are very much interested in that.
Welcome to Pyramids of the Middle Kingdom.
All right.
During the Middle Kingdom era, the powerful rulers of the 12th dynasty resumed the tradition of elaborate pyramidal tombs. For example, Amenemhat I built a funerary complex in Lisht, and Senusret II selected the Elahun site in the Fayum. Amenemhat II and Sesostris III, however, cast their favor towards Dashur. Amenemhat III built a pyramid there as well before moving to Hawara in the Fayum.
Okay, so let's check out the artwork. So this is new for us. Pyramid of Ihun, as the narrator said. Hawara, interesting. There's a city named there's this portion of the city named Hawara in Kolkata. So did that name came from here? I don't know. Rihamu, Al Kufa, whatever the views, plan section, sparing, day, and Haig. I don't really know what that means. So New York University of Fine Arts Library. So we have some diagrams. Somebody drew it, and the text again are very small. It's not readable, so we can't make much from it. So just let's have the visual pleasure of whatever we have here. So yeah, let's continue. Anything we missed out? I don't think. Let's continue the tour. First checkpoint was once we jump down. Aya. Let's go around.
Whoa!
The plundering of tombs in troubled times prompted the architects of the Middle Kingdom to devise increasingly complicated means of security during construction. As such, while the architectural plans of the Hawara pyramid were simpler than the one at Dashur, the means used to protect it from looters were much more elaborate. Beyond the use of blind passages and concealed trapdoors, the architects relied on a system of stone slabs, which were slid into place at the end of construction. These massive stone slabs were meant to permanently block the passageways leading to the funerary chambers.
Okay, that is interesting. So they want to block the passage out here. And we just have the view, and this is our favorite, that is Jean-Claude Alpin. So Avara. And now this illustration is a bit higher quality than what we have seen from him. Maybe he took a little bit of liberty of using the digital medium for illustrations. Can't be very sure about it, but it feels like it. Okay, so yeah, beautiful work. That's all we can say at the moment. We have seen Jean-Claude Alpin's previous artwork. They were typically made in watercolor. By the looks of it, I'm not so sure. This is too, I guess, but it has been digitally touched up, or maybe he is using some different medium here because it's brighter and more beautiful. The quality has upgraded. We have seen his work from 1995 to 2015, 14, 12, and they all look the same. And this one is 2016, and it looks way beautiful. Let's just have a close look, fast close look in the text. Maybe something we're missing out. No, nothing. No slabs to slit the face in this. Okay, so closing the tomb for permanently. Okay, let's continue. This is the tomb we are talking about. This is the pyramid. It's partially destroyed, like 50% destroyed, the outer layer. The most precious thing that we are new to, that the smooth surface on the outside, it's destroyed. So let's find out more. Are we going away from this pyramid? I'm not so sure. It looks like
the kings of the 13th dynasty began building their pyramids at Mazguna, south of Dashur, then moved on to Fayum and Abydos.
Okay.
The kings of the 17th dynasty, however, satisfied themselves with crowning their cave tombs with small pyramids of raw brick. The kings of the 18th dynasty gave up the shape of the pyramid as a royal tomb entirely. They chose a mountain with a pyramidal shape in the Valley of Kings and dug their graves there.
Dug their graves. It sounds so creepy. Okay, so kings building different way. They're using natural shape, make their own pyramids, own tomb. Okay, interesting. Let's continue with the tour. We have to climb on top of this. I think Mr. Horse will not go up there. We'll have to get down and climb up. Some beautiful structures. So this is the pyramid, and these are the temple for the last funeral, I guess, like we saw in the artwork done by Jean-Claude. Yeah, it looks like this, and it is in front of the river. This place would have been very, very beautiful when it was made. You can see that. Of this side. Let's have an aerial look to the area. I'm just really interested about knowing the shape of it. We don't see any boundaries around it, but we have a definite line here, like the area starts here. Okay. So these are the buildings, and it's partially submerged in the front. I don't know, it's by design or it's flooded at the moment. So let's go around to the other side. The pyramid is pretty small when compared to the complex in front of it. They spent more time in the temple. I mean, it feels like they waited for the king to die. Like if the king felt like he was about to die, he will spend his days here. It feels like that. I don't know. I'm just speculating. There are farms nearby, but it could be maybe way later. Like if the king was building, if the pharaoh was building this pyramid, they will not allow farms to be so close. Like it will destroy the look of it. Okay, let's continue with the tour. I think we have a good view of it. What does it have?
It was not until the Nubian pharaohs of the 25th dynasty that kings were once again buried under pyramidal tombs. In fact, today, the area of ancient Nubia, modern Sudan, contains a record number of 220 known pyramids to Egypt's 138.
That is a fact. Sudan has more.
Despite their slow decline in use and quality, pyramids continued to fascinate all and sundry up to the Roman era. They remain to this day a symbol of the religious dedication of the pharaohs and the grandeur of ancient Egypt.
Okay, let's check out this artwork. I think this is a photograph, archaeological site of the island of Sudan. So these are the pyramids of Sudan, and it looks way different from the pyramids of Egypt. They are more steep, and they are all missing their tip. That is interesting. I think they are following the original Imhotep's design, building slab on top of each other, and then Mahed, I think it's the right name, and then finishing it off by smoothing the outer surface. That's why they don't have a tip. Hey, I'm not so sure about it. Yeah, this is a photograph. Who took it? UNESCO. So this is a UNESCO protected site. Okay, in 2011. So this place may be existing anymore. You never know, because anything protected and people get more interested in destroyed. So not so sure. But these are clearly different from the pyramids in Egypt. That we are very much sure about. Let's continue the door. Let's see what more we have. So this one is complete. I think there will be more information about this pyramid. Like, I don't know. Let's skip to the next door, and we will find out. Passport. Now the overview of the Giza necropolis, number of stations. This is a different pyramid, I guess. We are moving to Giza now. The main pyramids, the bigger ones. Yeah, this is a completely different place. There are people around here. Let's check it out on the map. Where is it located? So we are over here. This is Giza. These are the main pyramids. The one we saw the first time we came to this game, like after a few minutes of gameplay, we saw these pyramids and we were totally amazed. No wonder. So at the moment we are exploring about this. Maybe we will be learning about the cities around these pyramids. Continue. Okay, learn about the plateau.
Don't forget, you can still use photo mode at any time.
Miss Narrator, and learn about the plateau hosting most famous necropolis of ancient Egypt. What does the word necropolis mean? I've heard that before, but I do not know. My English is not that good, so sorry. If you guys know, you can write it down in the chat. I will see your chat and react to it, maybe? Okay, let's start the door.
Welcome to an overview of the Giza necropolis.
Overview of the Giza necropolis. So these are all friendly people, nobody attacking. I is strong enough and nothing to worry. This is a door mode, so nobody will attack, so nothing to worry about.
The Giza plateau is located on the west bank of the Nile and was considered by ancient Egyptians as the domain of the dead. The pyramidal complexes found there were built over the span of 3 generations during the reign of Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure.
Okay, so they are talking about these pyramids, and literally 3 generations and 3 pyramids. This is and I don't know what's happening here. I think there is a connecting tunnel here, maybe to carry water or something. But why would they need water up there? But it was built next to the plateau for some reason. What is this? I'm not really sure. This is Jean-Claude Galvin, as always, and really identify his artwork now, like anywhere. When tries to steal his work, will totally know that it's not their work, but this guy's work. Okay, the Pyramid of Giza, 1997. Do this amazing aerial view. This artist is just amazing. Hello, Mike. Thank you. I think Mike says necropolis is just a burial complex. Yeah, it could be. I have really no idea, and even the narrator didn't say anything about it. It could be just the name. Yeah. Okay, let's continue with the door. We are going over that side, right? There are horses. We are not interested. Oh, sorry, so do you think we are not enemies? We may be immigrants, but we are not enemies.
The Giza area, now famous for its 3 pyramids, is part of a wider grouping of funerary complexes. Rulers from this period generally elected to be buried in the area. The focal point of the entire region was the city of Memphis, chosen as the capital of Egypt at the beginning of the Old Kingdom.
Okay, we are now seeing the Sphinx. We haven't seen this before in other pyramids. I think this is the generation that started making the very famous Sphinx from Egypt. It could be, cannot be very much sure about it, but and the coloring scheme is a bit different here, like using tints of blue, or maybe this could be some errors, like it looks like the painting was destroyed or maybe has damage with something, not so sure. Hey, hello Sick Veins, yeah, just popping by to show some support to a fellow streamer. Yeah, hello, thank you so much. Your comments means a lot. Thank you for encouraging, man. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, that's it. We don't have much information around here, so let's continue to the next step. So no people around here. We are getting to the outer portion of the city. Let's have an aerial look. So we started the tour over here. There is a kind of city here. We can see the Sphinx. I think that's the right pronunciation. And these are some temple ruins, I guess. Funeral temples for doing the last rites. Yeah. And this is the big Giza, the pyramid. We have smaller ones up here. So let's continue. Let's not get distracted and continue with the tour. Okay.
The placement of the Giza monuments, and particularly that of the pyramids, followed a practical yet strict alignment. First, they focused on cardinal points, and then they accounted for the natural geology of the plateau.
That was smart. They were saving some work up here. So, we need to check the artwork, so sorry.
The placement of the Giza monuments, and particularly that of the pyramids, followed a practical yet strict alignment. First, they focused on cardinal points, and then they accounted for the natural geology of the plateau.
So this is the diagram, and this is the plateau, and they are following the plateau. They are not trying to get off it. You can see these are the edges, cliffs. And yeah, hello Hem Robotics, how are you doing? So long, my friend. Where have you been? How are your studies going? Hope everything is fine. Welcome back to the stream. I have been away for a long time and I just started streaming 3 days ago. I was absent for a long time, so no worries, you didn't miss out much. Thank you for showing your support, guys. And so this tour is done. I think the next one will lead us to the pyramids of Giza. We want to go inside that pyramid and learn more about it. Let's just have an aerial look before getting out of the store. Yeah, this is the place, and can we see the plateau from the up? Let's try to get higher. No, there is no definite plateau here, but yeah, the water is over here and the grounds are a little bit higher. Okay, now we see the cliff. It's over there. Okay, now we see the plateau a little bit. Over here, it's from here. Okay, interesting, but not so definite. Like a little bit, maybe. Okay, let's continue to the next door. So we are doing all the pyramids. Hopefully we'll do a few more. Let's see if we can make it till the end. It would be fun. But like, see, this one has 22 checkpoints, so it will take time. Let's start. The riddles of the Sphinx. So the mysterious Sphinx, we are going to learn about it today. I have zero clue about it. Previously I thought Sphinx were some gods. Like we have gods in other religion and cultures. It could be different, I don't know. We know that the cats are celebrated and praised and worshipped in Egypt. Okay, let's not speculate and let the tour teach us.
Welcome to the Riddles of the Sphinx.
Riddles the Sphinx. Hopefully we don't have to
A
solve any riddles.
sphinx was originally meant to be a personification of the king.
Okay.
The human head, wearing pharaonic regalia, was fused with the body of a lion, thus sharing the qualities the powerful animal possessed, namely its power, the swiftness of its attack, and its majestic authority. By these very virtues, it was also considered a symbol of protection. Unsurprisingly, statues of sphinxes could be found along the dromas, protectors of the path taken by the gods to reach the temples.
Okay, these are the Sphinx. Hey, hello Ronnie. Thank you for joining in. Greetings for Venezuela. You're from Venezuela? Wow, welcome to the stream, my friend. We are from India. Hope you can tell with my accent. Okay, so these are the Sphinx, and they were supposed to be the representation of the king. Is this the king? Let's have a closer look. This the king or this is the king? I think this one is the king and his body is made it lion as lion. Okay, so let's go to this one.
Over the centuries, enthusiasts and historians alike have wondered, who built the Sphinx? For what purpose? And who does it represent? These questions remain unanswered. Several theories do exist, however, some more credible than others. One theory supposes that Jedefre chose to pay homage to his father Khufu by building the Great Sphinx of Giza. The stone temple on the eastern face of the Sphinx would have been added later on by his brother and successor, Khafre, in order to strengthen the divine worship of their father. It would be the first Egyptian temple oriented with the sun.
Okay, let's check out the artwork. So this is by our favorite artist, and here are the Sphinx. So there is no definite theory about the Sphinx, who or why they were built, but they are saying that, yeah. So let's continue, maybe we'll learn more about it. And let's check out the comments. What's happening in the comments? Yeah, so in robotics, it's your exam time. Man, go to do your studies. It is way more important. The streams will be always online. It will be archived there, so nothing to worry there. And Ronnie, I want to play that play.
Another theory suggests that the Sphinx was built by Khafre and was meant to represent him. The arguments to support this hypothesis are based on the fact that the limestone beds used for the main work of the Temple of the Sphinx are geographically and architecturally similar to the Valley Temple of Khafre. Some believe that Khufu himself built the Sphinx, which was later finished under his successors, Jedefre and Khafre. These arguments are based on the stylistics of the engraving, the typology of the nemes, and the absence of a beard at the time of construction.
Okay, so the Sphinx are very mysterious even to the archaeologists. So they are not so sure what is happening here. But at least we have something to see here. What is this? Is this the part of a Sphinx? The royal head, Edoferi, hope I'm pronouncing that, also known as Defere, or Dynasty photo, Grand Palace Musée du Louvre, Harvey. It's so hard for me to pronounce these names, guys. We'll have to skip that. Okay, let's continue with the tour.
While ancient Egypt as a whole leaves a rather monochrome vision of its monuments and statuary, it is vital to understand that in ancient times, absolutely everything was painted. The sun, eating away at the pigments of the colors, the sand, the climate, and the implacable impact of time, unfortunately destroyed the glorious colors of the Sphinx of Giza. Documents from an Arab Egyptologist of the 12th century Abd al-Latif al-Baghdadi indicate that traces of red were still visible in his time. Today, however, the only color that remains are traces of red close to the ears of the Sphinx, as well as hints of blue and yellow on the nemes, traditional colors for that type of headdress. The pigments for the color red were man-made, obtained by mixing different products such as clay, quartz sand, and very finely crushed hematite.
Okay, so I was getting distracted by the chat. Welcome Rinku, how are you doing? And Hem Robotics, yes. These are the ancient drones, the eagles. Like if you train them well, they can hunt for you. But in the game, as it is a game, it is also exploring for us. So we'll have, it is a complete drone here. Completely inspired from the Watchdog game, I guess. Okay, let's check out the artwork. We have seen this artwork before by Jean-Claude Calvin. And I don't think we have any more information in the artwork, so let's continue to the next checkpoint.
Red had a strong symbolism in ancient Egypt. It was both the color of life and the color of death. It could represent the sands of the desert or the brilliance of the sun. Red was also associated with the god Seth, vengeful and destructive. The Egyptian word for red, Deshur, is also the word which was used to signify the desert, or the royal crown of Lower Egypt. In art, red was also the color used to paint the bodies of men, while yellow was used for women. It is possible that there were also color restoration efforts during the Saite period about 600 years before Cleopatra's rule, as indicated by notes on the inventory stele, discovered in 1858 by Auguste Mariette. It is because of this that the team made the decision to display it with its full range of colors, even though the Sphinx's colors would have likely faded by Cleopatra's time.
Okay, the colors of the Sphinx may have faded, as the narrator says, and we have a very interesting information here. So there was a gender difference for the coloring. I don't think they meant to be any offensive, but I know people who will get offended by this. So yeah, but the color difference was not harmful for anyone, I assume. So yeah, let's have another look at this. So this is a random man, a guardian figure wearing red crown of Lower Egypt. So I still don't understand what this Lower Egypt and the Higher Egypt means. I hope it's not about the height of the place they live in. It means by the royal blood and the commoners. I think so, but it's not clearly mentioned anywhere. So this is a Lower Egypt guardian. He's standing. Maybe he is a guard, a regular guard. Sikra, 1919, 1885 BCE, Metropolitan Museum of Art. So this is a original piece from a museum. So this is very well made. We'll have to really appreciate and give them credit for making such beautiful work. This is amazing, like the shape and things like that, and it has survived so long. Amazing. Okay, let's continue. What do we have? Let's continue to the next checkpoint.
Dating from the 4th dynasty, approximately 2600 to 2500 BCE, the Great Sphinx of Giza is the oldest and largest sphinx that we know of. Carved from a natural limestone outcrop, the Sphinx measures 19.8 meters in height, 73.2 meters in length, and 14 meters in width.
Okay, so more details about the length, height, and breadth of the Sphinx. So, hey, we want to check out this artwork.
Dating from the 4th dynasty, approximately 2600 to 2500 BCE,
Idea of the Sphinx.
The Great Sphinx of Giza is the oldest and largest sphinx that we know of. Carved from a natural limestone outcrop, the Sphinx measures 19.8 meters in height, 73.2 meters in length, and 14 meters in width.
Okay, we accidentally triggered that narration again. So it's talking about the height and width. What do we have here? Let's continue to the next checkpoint.
In order to bring polish to the imposing monument, several blocks of limestone were added after the initial construction phase.
Okay.
Since then, there have been numerous attempts at preservation. The polish present in the game integrates some aspects of modern restoration attempts. The team made this choice to present a more iconic version of the Sphinx of Giza to the player. Today, the Sphinx is called the Terrifying One. This appellation is translated from its Arabic name, Abu al-Hal, which in turn was derived from Baluba in Coptic.
Okay, so yeah, I got distracted. A lot of things happening. Thanks for the follow, man. I really missed out your name. It popped up in the screen. Hope everybody saw it. Thank you for the follow. And yeah, Mike is sharing some information. Let's read his comment. So Mike says Lower Egypt is closer to the Nile Delta in the north, and the upper and the lower kingdoms were united, and that started the first kingdom. Okay, there were two different kingdoms. This is interesting. I really didn't know about that. Thank you for sharing that information, Mike. And what else do we have? Okay, this I'm assuming that you guys have heard the narration properly, because I really got distracted and didn't hear it properly. Okay, let's continue to the next. So we are climbing up this thing now. Hopefully we don't destroy this beautiful piece of work. The head. And it is complete sandstone, maybe? Covered with limestone. Okay, let's initiate the checkpoint. Hey, Hem Robotics, Far Cry 5 is releasing on 27th March. Okay, so maybe we'll start Far Cry. Never know, but we'll have to finish this game first. Far Cry is always an amazing game, but I don't know, this time it's situated in America, and it is covering many social issues there, so kind of interesting. I really don't know about any American history, because in school in India we don't read anything about American history, so it could be a completely new thing. So yeah, it will be overpriced, because Ubisoft is making good money with this Assassin's Creed series, and they can take the risk of overpricing Far Cry 5, I guess. And by the trailer, it doesn't look that promising. I'll wait for a couple of days to see what other players say after the release. I'm not going to pre-order it anyway, so I'll wait for the review, and if it is good, we will surely play Far Cry. Okay, but that is really expensive. Overpriced, yeah, really. Okay, let's initiate this one.
The Sphinx as a whole was carved in situ from a natural stone promontory. Its head was built in a limestone peak of the Yucatan Plate, and the body was sculpted in the underlying rock layer where it is located. The degradation of the Sphinx is due in particular to wind erosion and the different quality of limestone used in its construction. The level of sodium contained in the groundwater which abuts the stone is also a contributing factor.
Okay, so Assassin's Creed is $30 on Amazon. Mike is sharing. That is amazing. That is a good price, man. You should get a copy. It is a good deal. So this is the Great Sphinx. This is a photograph, I guess. Giza Sphinx, 19th century. Tough name to pronounce. Hope you guys can read it on your screen. Institut de France, Ponto Torchard. Hopefully I'm pronouncing. I don't want to ruin anyone's name. Okay. So this looks like a photograph. It is not an artwork. Ronnie is sharing that he has only $3 in his account. Hey Robotics, we have a Discord server, but I don't really know how to use Discord. Maybe we'll start using that. I have no idea. I've never used that. So maybe I'll learn more about Discord and we'll start it. I don't really know how to use it. And Mike has already bought the console game. That's great, man. You will love the Discovery Tour. Just play the game. And Ronnie, you will make some cash. Don't worry. With time you will make some cash. Yeah, Robotics, I'm not really sure what to do with the Discord. Maybe we'll share the link later on. I really have to learn about Discord. I have never used it before. Many people have suggested using Discord server.
The natural bedrock is seen through the oblique natural strata of the Sphinx's body that are similar to the surrounding limestone.
Okay. So surrounding limestone, they are matching the color, so some artistic thing. This is a photograph. Looks like Polaroid. The shape, it looks like a Polaroid photograph. Interesting. These are Sphinx, Great Pyramid of Cheapos. Interesting name. 1999. Old times. These were some very privileged guys. They are using cameras. I think they are archaeologists. I think there is some work going on here. Okay, let's continue the tour. We have a long way to go. And it's getting darker. This is a beautiful artwork.
Since antiquity, people have always believed there was a hidden tomb deep within the Sphinx. It is thought that attempts to plunder the Sphinx began as far back as the First Intermediate period. Since then, numerous attempts to pierce the Sphinx's secrets have been carried out, leaving indelible scars upon the monument.
Okay, so people thought it was another pyramid and they were looking for gold and other riches there. Nothing, money. Destroying life, destroying people. Don't die, Aya. I think can we die in this Discovery Tour mode? I don't think we can die. We can just jump from anywhere. Hopefully.
12 meters long and cut during pharaonic times, another entrance in the back of the Sphinx aroused curiosity. Although Thutmose IV attempted to seal it off, it was possibly reopened by treasure hunters. It was rediscovered by Howard Vyse and mapped more recently by Mark Lehner. This entrance at the back of the Sphinx leads to different cavities of a few meters each, in directions going inside the statue's body and under the surface. The team has used this opportunity to extrapolate a little more.
If any archaeological site has any openings like this, people will be curious to find what's inside. So, not their fault. They thought there were treasures inside. It's like, why would someone have this? Or was it a portion of the leg? Maybe, no, it doesn't look like the. Maybe for this. Let's not go into that topic. Let's ignore.
While there have been no major discoveries pertaining to the Sphinx of Giza in recent years, theories and hypotheses continue to emerge. Without validation provided by archaeological sources, however, they remain unsubstantiated.
Okay. For more information, it's just a theory and science validation period. Okay. Let's continue to the next checkpoint. Which way are we going? Over this side. Okay. Getting dark. It's night. Stars are out.
The first of the main theories as to the Sphinx of Giza's meaning posits that the Sphinx was originally a massive representation of the god Anubis. Its principal arguments are that the head of the Sphinx is disproportionate compared to the size of its body. The second theory believes that the representation of two sphinxes on the stela of Thutmose IV would indicate that another stone sphinx had existed on the site itself, possibly even in paired symmetry on the other side of the Nile. However, neither of these theories can be verified in any way.
That time. People and their theory. So there is a sphinx here, so they said that there could be another one on that side. Wow, that would take a lot of work. This is Nile? Looks like some lake. It doesn't look like a river. Maybe it is. It's hidden behind the trees. Okay, let's continue the tour. Let's check the artwork. So this is Anubis, the Greek god. So yeah, this is the dog, I guess. We have seen some dog in this game. Let's continue. What else?
Several scientific projects using new technologies have been put in place in the past decades. The most important was led by Mark Lehner and his team, who specialize in the study and survey of the Giza Plateau, including the Sphinx site. The mapping made it possible to see the materials used to construct the Sphinx, analyze the different layers of erosion, and figure out the most fragile areas to protect. After a few attempts at giving the Sphinx artistic proportions, the team instead decided to use photogrammetry mapping to faithfully reproduce the proportions of the Sphinx.
Okay, so hey Hemrobotics, somebody commented something else. Someone lend him a copy of a game, friends. If any one of you have this console game, I think PS4, lend him if anyone. And Hemrobotics shares he has Discord server, but friends speaks only Hindi on server. My English is not good, my friend. I'm just trying my best. Don't worry about the English, it comes by time. Just speak whatever you feel like. People understand that you are from India and your English is not your first language, so they consider it good. Nobody makes fun of you, so nothing to worry. We'll have to trigger that narration again.
Several scientific projects using new technologies have been put in place in the past decades. The most important was led by Mark Lehner and his team, who specialize in the study and survey of the Giza Plateau, including the Sphinx site.
Let's initiate this one.
What the Sphinx of Giza represented during its construction and how the Sphinx was perceived by the Egyptians of the New Kingdom are two very different matters. Originally a representation of the king imbued with the power of the lion, the Sphinx was eventually viewed as a direct representation of the Most Divine. It is theorized that kings of the New Kingdom believed that the Sphinx of Giza was the one who recognized and legitimized the ruler of Egypt. Thus, despite the fact the Sphinx of Giza was partially buried under the sand during his reign, Amenhotep II knew that the monument was of great importance.
Okay. Okay, Ronnie, you speak Spanish. Yeah, everybody, like, people are supporting you. Definitely your English is better than many people, so don't worry. Okay, so yeah, this is a beautiful piece of work. And Sphinx of Amenhotep III. Okay, interesting, possibly from a model of a temple. Dekra 1390, 1352 BCE. It's in the museum, New York. Interesting, let's continue. So I'm having a hard time focusing on the narration, guys. And yeah, so hope you guys are listening to the narration again, because I'll be watching my stream once again. It's not easy to concentrate on everything, so many things happening, so I'm trying my best here. So if I miss out something, please forgive me, okay? Let's initiate this one.
Amenhotep II built a second temple dedicated for the Sphinx as Horemakhet to pay homage to Khufu and Khafre, his predecessors. It became a common habit for this dynasty to spend time with their royal courts at the Sphinx. Its sanctuary became known as Setepet, the Chosen.
Okay, Setepet the Chosen. Scarab inscribed with the throne name of Amenhotep II, featuring the Sphinx. Where is the Sphinx? Oh, it's over here. So, fine. Dekra 1427, 1401 BCE. Okay. So, let's continue with the tour.
Egyptologist Mark Lehner believed that Amenhotep II built a statue of himself anchored between the paws of the Sphinx, likely to legitimize his reign, alongside a stela found by Salim Hassan. Many other pharaohs of this dynasty, such as Tutankhamun and Ramses II, also left marks of their passage in a similar fashion, sometimes even stripping the stones of nearby temples and pyramids to do so. Amenhotep II's son and successor, Thutmose IV, was a frequent offender.
It doesn't sound right, frequent offender. Okay, let's check out this. So Ramses II making an offering of incense and water to the Great Sphinx. Where is he? Oh, it's over here. The Sphinx is over here. So the Sphinx is a smaller version of it. Maybe he did that to some other Sphinx at a temple or somewhere else. This is really out of proportion. The human is too big to the Sphinx that we are seeing. So I don't know, something else is happening. Maybe it's a different place. Okay, let's continue. What else do we have?
While sleeping between the Sphinx's paws, the future Thutmose IV saw in a dream the god Horamakhet proclaiming his coming accession on the throne of the two lands. This was, of course, on the condition that he remove all of the sand covering the Sphinx, which stood guard as the personification of the god, and should thus never be engulfed by the sands of the desert.
Okay, so they tried that, but how did they succeed? Like, sand will always take over the statues and everything in the area. Okay, have a look on this. He doesn't have his paws. Interesting. We think, yeah, I think we have seen this before. So let's continue.
The 15-ton dream stela built by Thutmose IV to commemorate his dream was discovered by an Italian Egyptologist, Giovanni Battista Caviglia, in 1818, when he undertook the task of freeing the Sphinx from the sand, which had, yet again, covered it. Caviglia was looking for an entrance into the structure of the Sphinx, but instead he discovered an open-air chapel and stelas between the paws. Ashes from a ceremony were still present. Protected by sand, they quite possibly were from the last ceremonies in Roman times.
Okay, they found the ashes. That is interesting. Like, sand is so good, it can protect things. Interesting. So this is the actual photograph. The 3D version looks very much similar. So these are the paws of the Sphinx. Interesting. I think this is the same guy about whom the narrator was talking. Pyramids of Giza. Who is the photographer? The name of the photographer is missing. A photo, copyright eminent Grand Palais. I think it is now to some institution, or maybe a museum owns it now. But this is exactly how it is in the game right now. Very interesting. Taking these photographs in 1853. Amazing. Okay, let's continue. We are now climbing the paw. But first, let me check out these things. And shouldn't we make it a day? Let's make it a day. It's not visible here. Come on, I have to make it a day. Meditate. Hey, Robotics. Yes, about the artworks. I always promise about the artworks, but always fail to deliver. Like, even today, I was working on some projects, and still 80% of the work is pending. But I thought, let's stream anyways. So I never get time to do extra work, but I'll try my best. In our last gameplay, I promised that I will make fan arts for that game, but we didn't do that. But yeah, I'll try my best. I can't 100% promise it, but I'll try my best to do that. Let's check this out. So this is interesting. Why is a lady standing here and she looks like a full-grown woman? Kind of just discrimination going on here. Why is she so small? Okay, let's not judge them and continue with the tour. So let's climb on this paw.
That same year, Caviglia discovered fragments of the Sphinx's beard that had probably been added during the New Kingdom. If many of these pieces are held by museums in Cairo, a fragment is displayed at the British Museum, along with a piece of the uraeus that was on the Sphinx's headdress. It is believed this fragment of beard was possibly kept in place thanks to the statue of Amenhotep II, which was supposed to be located under the head of the Sphinx.
Okay, the beards have gone missing. So you can see the beard in this 3D version, and in the photograph the beard is missing, and things from the top of the head, I think this side, this portion, this wing-like thing is missing over here. Okay, more importantly the beard, so they have been preserved. Okay, let's continue.
A popular cultural legend purports that the nose of the Sphinx of Giza was lost during the time of Napoleon Bonaparte to the cannon fire of French soldiers in training.
Okay.
However, engravings from before the time of that campaign already depicted the Sphinx without a nose, indicating that it had been removed before the French campaign.
This is interesting. Now somebody... Hey Robotics, thank you for understanding. But yeah, I'll try my best to make the artworks. I know you guys love the artwork. So yeah, I may not live stream the artwork. Maybe we'll do it offline and we'll upload it on Facebook or something. But not so sure, cannot promise 100%, but I'll try my best. Okay, so yeah, this is a beautiful piece of work, and this horse and Mr. Napoleon looks very realistic for some reason. Okay, so his nose is lost. Napoleon was in Egypt. The entire army is standing here. Nice depiction. So Bonaparte before the Sphinx by Jean-Léon Jerome. Interesting. So 1868 somebody made it. This is a beautiful piece of work, and if it was made in 1868, that means this is an oil painting, and it is extremely beautiful. Hey, thank you for subscribing, my friend. Can't read your name, it's way far from here, but thank you. I'll have to keep that monitor a bit closer to read your name, guys. So yeah, let's continue. Yeah, this is a beautiful painting, definitely oil painting, because you cannot have a digital illustration in 1868, but the work is really beautiful. The lighting and shading and detail, nicely made, especially the horse and Mr. Napoleon here. Interesting. So let's continue. We have his nose here, but in the narration, I mean, they are talking about the Sphinx loses his nose when Napoleon is here. Okay, interesting. But that could be a myth. There are two theories on that.
The most plausible hypothesis is based on the research of the German historian Ulrich Harman. During the 1980s, Harman compiled medieval sources written by Arab authors. In doing so, he discovered that the Sphinx was once perceived as a favorable omen, a deity supporting sediment-nurturing floods and crops. Around 1378, a Sufi by the name of Muhammad Sa'im al-Dar could not stand this vision of the monument, and in an iconoclastic act, broke the nose of the Sphinx. According to the text,
so this is another theory.
He was then hanged and burned between the legs of the Sphinx for his crime.
Okay, so I think the nose of the Sphinx is very, very important, and people are trying to break it and mend it and make stories around it. Interesting. What more information do we have? Nothing else other than the narration. So this is it, guys. I think our tour for today is complete. Let's see what else do we have.
The most plausible hypothesis is based on the research of the German historian.
No, we are not interested on re-listening to that. And let's see, what do we have? So we have Khufu's complex, and that will be pretty much longer, guys. So I think this should be the end for the stream today, and we did 3 of them, and one was quite long enough. So it's almost 11 PM here in India, and I'll have to end the stream today, guys. We'll be back again tomorrow. I'm trying to be more frequent and be daily, but shorter. So, sorry guys, I'll have to be shorter because it's really hard to manage time. So this is the end for the stream, guys. I'll be back again tomorrow. If you miss out the stream, don't worry. You can always check out the streams that have been done. They are all archived on my YouTube. It's similar to my username. You can type this name, EMINEO number 4J on YouTube, and you can find my channel, and all the videos done till date are archived over there. So nothing to worry. And this is it, guys. I will have to say bye-bye. Thank you for joining in the stream. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Hem. Everyone, thank you for joining. We today got a lot of supporters, viewers, subscribers, new subscribers. Welcome to the team, guys. And we are signing out for today. We'll be back again tomorrow around this hour. So bye-bye. See you again. Goodbye, Hem Robotics. I'm still here sitting. Yeah, Hem sounds pretty cool. It's the narrator is still reading the narration. Goodbye, guys.